All right, good morning. So in the few days since we've climbed the Teton, the Grand Teton, have you enjoyed looking up at the view of it more?
Oh yeah, definitely. I think I really had no idea what to expect. And the mountain's kind of deceiving because, as we've said, like in our conversations, the tree line stops and you can see where the tree line stops. And I guess you just don't realize how high of elevation you are when you're in Jackson or Moose. So the mountain doesn't really look that big, but then you get on it.
Well, it's interesting because I feel like before we climbed it, we both didn't think it seemed that high. I think because, Jackson and the Grand Teton National Park are at such a high elevation that it doesn't look as if it sticks up that high. But then when you realize the route that you climbed and you see how high above the tree line it is, you realize how massive of a peak it is.
So coming off of the fact that you've only indoor climbed in a gym twice, and the first time you outdoor climbed was 2 days before you were on the Grand, how did it feel when you had to put your harness on for the first time and rope up?
On the Grand, I don't think I was that nervous anymore. On the Grand, I wasn't nervous. I definitely, especially once I started climbing, because I realized I overestimated it. I thought that it was going to be thousands of feet of climbing and I was going to be absolutely exhausted and I was going to be challenging myself with every pitch, but it actually just flowed really nicely, and I really can't remember any of the moves that I was really stuck on. So yeah, I definitely think overestimation is a little better than underestimation because I enjoyed myself a lot more.
Katie and I, we didn't realize this until after our climb, but we had come from completely different mental states. I didn't necessarily underestimate the climbing itself. I just didn't realize we were going to be on our feet that long all day. I just didn't realize how long of a day it was going to be, because we've done a lot of long days. We've done Whitney in a day, and we've done so many different summits in one day. So I kind of was just thinking it was going to be another, one-day summit. I think if I had really fully grasped how long of a day it would be, I would have maybe been a little bit less checked out the last 2 or 3 miles down. But yeah.
Personalities don't count in the last 2 hours of a climb.
Good point.
What's that hat for? Is that Exum? It's Exum.
All right, it's a little sorry. It's we're gonna start the climb in about 5 to 10 minutes. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good physically. Honestly, not that I'm nervous for the hike up, but I just kind of don't want to do it. Like 7 miles and 5,000 feet of elevation gain is fine, and we've done way worse, but it just doesn't sound that fun right now.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for the whole day. I'm excited for the views, excited for the sunrise. Yeah. Are you nervous for anything?
I mean, I think it's gonna be a little bit trippy being that high up, and feeling exposed, but I'm pretty excited, and it'll be a good, I guess, bonding moment for me and Katie and us with Jessica, and yeah, it's gonna be a girls' summit day. So.
How do you feel? This is your first time. I don't know if first, but at least from my perspective, this seems like the biggest project and most pressure there's been on filming. How do you feel for that?
Yeah, that's a good question, actually. That's definitely been, in our past summits, I really haven't had to worry too much about camera placement, because we haven't been doing anything too technical. On Mount Wood, It was the first time we were doing like some scrambling, and I actually fell on my camera, and luckily I didn't break it. So I had to really like use these last 2 days not only to like train for the climbing, but also to figure out my camera setup. So I'm gonna be attaching it with a carabiner onto my pack up here, tucking it into my pack right here so I have easy access to it. And then when I hit belay Katie, the camera's in the way, so I have to transfer it over and tuck it into my front strap. That way I can hit belay right here without any issues. And hopefully the lens cap doesn't go missing because it's popped off a couple of times.
Or let's hope I just snag it again.
Yeah.
Did you drink your Celsius?
I had a sip.
You're freaking pumped right now. Hello, Katie.
Hello.
We are on the summit of the Grand Teton. How are you feeling?
Honestly, I think same as you, it's going to take me a bit to process. On the way up, when we started climbing and doing the multi-pitch, I was feeling so good and so strong about it. And I started to have one of those emotional moments of strength, like I was talking about before on Whitney. And I thought that when we got up here, I was going to start crying just because it's this grand moment. Didn't know I could do it. But right now, I'm just stoked. No tears. Honestly, just pure stoke. I never thought I would be here in my life, and here I am. I just did something I had never even close to done before, and I had a good time doing it. I felt strong doing it. I could not have asked for two better women to do it with, so I am just, I'm gonna make myself cry. I'm just super happy.
So obviously we're here as part of our big project, but we're also here to collaborate with Exum and feature women in the Tetons. After climbing with a woman like Jessica, does the phrase women of the Tetons have a new meaning?
You know, I think when I originally pictured women of the Tetons, you kind of think of the super muscular, athletic, grizzled climbing woman who's independent, not going to take any shit, and not saying Jessica's not any of that, but it almost has a much softer meaning to me, well-rounded meaning, and I guess I was just expecting to meet all these women who intimidated me, but instead I've met a ton of people who have accepted me as one of their own, which is really cool. The whole day, all of the conversations we were having about women in the outdoors and how it feels sometimes to be a female climber and how we're gonna pee with our harness, and it's so nice to have a female role model who can answer all of those questions that you might not feel comfortable to ask someone else. I feel like our relationship, Alex and I's relationship, was made even stronger by having Jessica there, because we were both in the same position, but performing slightly different roles. So it was really cool to see how all three of us can function as a team.
And it flowed really well, as Katie was saying, because we all communicated really well and we accepted one another as teammates, and like we knew that we had to work with one another.
I think just the ability to just like keep pushing on. You know, it's like over 7,000 vertical feet, 8-9 miles to the top of this thing, and we started early in the morning, and it's just kind of rough in a few spots, and I feel like we just kept like plugging along without no one complained. Like it was just go go go. Now here we are.
Do you think our kind of like young female dynamic has a lot to do with that?
I mean, I think definitely like the attitude and the believing in yourself, and just like good teamwork and good dynamic between each of us in the team. I think it helps a lot. And also I think we were just like mentally prepared for success.
Yeah.
Having our experience with Jessica and being a woman yourself in the Tetons, what in this little mini project do you want to convey?
I think I would hope that we can convey that just because a woman is strong doesn't mean she's also not soft, or just because a woman is independent doesn't mean she also doesn't have a family, or just because she's, you know, a guide and a climber doesn't mean she's also not a mother. Kind of showing that like all the different facets that women and people can be.
And it was just so amazing to have such a, like an awesome company lead us up the Grand and make it such a positive and really memorable experience.
Yeah, absolutely. It wasn't just a physical accomplishment, it was an emotional bond. I think we both surpassed some mental and physical blocks, and yeah, just bonding. Like I definitely left a piece of myself both in the physical nature of the Tetons, but with the people here as well.